Fisher. I've been lived all my life in Swansea. I've been on the Swansea Fire Department for over 20 years. I want very much to take care of my neighbors, my friends, my relatives. I really need your support on March 9th so that I can do my job well and take care of the town. Please vote Articles 3 and 4, March 9th at the high school. I appreciate it. Thank you.
As the plans are laid out, the building is broken down into actually 4 sections, but it's a hot zone, warm zone, and cold zone. The cold zone is broken up into actually 2 zones. But the hot zone is where we return from a call, potentially contaminated. The turnout gear can get removed, and then actually put in the washers and then go through the process. There's a locker area where people can go into the showers and get clean. And then actually where the warm zone is where the fire apparatus is stored in the apparatus floor. Cold zone is, one part is actually where the administrative offices are, and that's where the public can come in, and we have administrative offices. And then we also have another part of the cold zone, which is the training area, where we have EMS and records and reports, writing area, the little kitchen areas in there as well. So the public actually comes into that area, and if allowed to, they come into the administrative offices.
I'd love to interject, but I don't want to sound ridiculous, and it's easy for me to do that. So, you know, there's just a couple things that, I mean, like, I had a conversation with a taxpayer recently who was talking about moving the department forward. He's like, so how are we going to move this department forward? And I was like, well, right now, we're trying not to lose what we currently have.
And that's hard not to be worried about that because of what we have for facilities right now and what we have for stations. Honestly, if people want to drive by our stations when we're there or on calls, you can see how kind of ridiculous some things are in terms of how we try to fit trucks in there, how much time we spend trying to fit trucks in there, how crowded it is. Particularly, I'm at a West Station right now. We have the largest membership right now, and we're kind of on top of each other. When we come in for calls, particularly if it's a structure fire or one of the bigger calls we get, you're going to have people showing up from some people you haven't even seen on a couple calls or a couple months will come in for what we call the big calls, and you can easily be trying to get your gear on and trying not to fall into the person next to you, or trying to not like hit somebody. It's so you have this. You're thinking, okay, I'll be going on this call. What do I need to do and stuff? And then you have the added thought of I don't want to hit the person next to me trying to get my gear on, and it adds a lot of, in my mind, unnecessary things you have to think about because of what we don't have for space and what we don't have for a facility. Our equipment right now, everything is in a bay downstairs. We have no designated areas for storage. Our medical supplies is in cabinets that are all over the station. And part of learning the station is learning where the cabinets are and where the equipment is. Our workspace, we have a small work area at West Station, is in like a little cupboard area in the back. And I think the new station plan has a specific area for that. So I think it's important for people to know that the new station plan, every corner of that station is used. There is no space that's empty or unused in that space. Everything that we need, we should have had years ago that we don't have, is in that space. You're talking about storage, you're talking about decon. Gosh, it would be wonderful to be able to train as a whole department and not have to use someone else's building and being worried about damaging that building, or being worried, like Wickham Hall, if we're going to mess up the floors, because they're really nice floors. I mean, there isn't a wasted space in that building, and I think it's important for people to understand. It's important for people to understand that, yes, there are double bays in that building for 6 trucks if you look at it. Well, that's because if the two outstations, east and west, we're crowded. We need a truck out of our station. We need some space. And I know for West Station, there's been talk of moving the ladder if we get the new station. And that would be huge for us. That would give us some space to spread out. And so that's why it may seem like there are extra bays in that station, but they're not. They're just, it's an indication of the fleet that Center has, and then what we've managed to stuff into the outbuildings to have a functioning fire department.